I don't even know if I'm at the nail shop getting my nails done and sitting here relaxing. That's not a teaching moment. I don't want to teach right now, and so I'm not going to. And so you might get an attitude with me, from me, because I am just, this is, I have to have some downtime because so much of my time and efforts are put into advocating and educating for our community because I'm passionate about that. I get that, but it's just not going to happen every time for me. I'm sorry. It ain't. I'm not even gonna sit here and try to act like it is. It's not possible. They say the way my bank account is set up is not.
You don't have that much that
it,
much left to give out. You know, you
no.
got to take some in first.
Yeah, exactly.
We face our problems every day. It seems they'll never fade away. The world may bring us down. Tonight we're gonna turn it around. So let's put it all on the table. Talk about it if you're willing and able. Life, love, and insecurities, and a laugh or two. Come and take a seat. So bring your concerns to us. Together we can discuss what's on your mind. No matter what you go through, just know we'll be here for you every time. Let's talk about it. Round table talk. Let's talk about it. Round table talk. We gotta be about it. Go ahead and walk the walk. So let's talk about it. Round table talk. Let's talk about it.
Welcome back to the table, y'all. This is Blind Tabletop Podcast. I am your host, Saida Victoria, aka Sassy Sai, and tonight we have a very special guest host at the table with us, Miss Beautiful Christina Ford. Hello, Christina.
Hi, everyone. This is Christina. Happy to be here with you all today.
Yes, I'm so happy to have you. And just so our listeners will know, so we asked Christina to step in for your host, Jay Fleeks, because he is actually at the World Series, the Beat Ball World Series in St. Louis, Missouri. So he was not able to be here. So Christina was so gracious to come and sit in his seat in his absence. And
I'm just keeping it warm for you, Joe. Hope you're having fun out there and go Tyler Tigers for me. My
yes,
old team.
yes, you used to play, right?
Yes, it was so fun when I was a teenager, but I don't think I would have that type of energy now.
Girl, no. Hello. I know. With that being said and out the way, I want to get back to you, Miss Christina.
Yes, ma'am.
Why don't you share with our listeners just so they can know a little bit about you, where you're at, where you're from, a little about your vision and your site limits or limitations or all that good stuff.
Sure, sure. So, as she said, my name is Christina Ford. I am 43 years old. I live in Dallas, Texas. I am a mother of four, and I am legally blind, have been legally blind since birth. I have retinitis pigmentosa. I am the youngest of three other siblings with the other same eye condition. It is hereditary. It's 10 of us in our family, but only four of us with the disorder. And I am a very happy activist for blind and visually impaired. I love coming out here into the world and, trying to advocate for us and get more open doors.
Thank you so much for coming to the table. I'm so grateful that you are here and looking forward to a great show.
Yes, ma'am. I'm so happy for this opportunity. It's first time for me, so hey, you all please
Yes.
excuse me, but we're gonna have fun today.
Yes.
However,
Oh, we're popping your podcast cherry.
ooh, it don't hurt too bad either.
Yes, see? So, all right. So let's see. We'll start off. Talk about our week. Let's see. For me, I had, I had a great week this
Oh
past
yeah.
week.
Okay.
Yes. I actually went to see, I can't even, I'm so giddy when I say I feel like a little, I feel like a little
Yeah, I
groupie
can hear
girl.
like the smile on your
Yes,
face
I
right
know,
now.
like a
Like,
little
really, whatever you're
groupie.
about to tell
I
us.
I went to see Chris Brown in concert
Now we really
and
know where the smile comes
I
from. Okay.
right, right. So, and it was so funny, girl, because I used to, just years ago when he first came out, he was just 16, right? He came out when he was
Right.
16, and I used to kind of, and I was a grown woman, like, oh, that little boy, okay, he could get it. Like, okay. My daughter was, because she was the fan of it. That was her age, and like, Mom, stop. I'm like, no, no, boy, he could get it. Like, so, but so, anyways, it was a great show. It was very professional. I hate that he has the kind of the rep that he has or whatever because he
Yes,
he
because
he's
he's
just
very talented. Like, oh
very
my gosh,
talented and
all the
a
way
great
around.
performer. And it was a great show all the way. And he started on time. He started at 9, ended at 11. He only took a couple of maybe 5-minute breaks. I mean,
Hmm.
it was well worth the money that I spent.
What kind of venue was it at?
It was at the Toyota Center, which is a really big arena here in Houston. So it was huge. It was
And did he
huge.
only do like one concert or multiple days? Like, how did he
No,
do?
I think he only did one day because
Oh,
and he went the next night and was in Dallas, I think, or
oh,
somewhere else. Yeah, so no,
okay.
he moved around. That boy, he works. Girl, it was so funny because the lady sitting because I went with one of my friends who was out also blind, and so we're both sitting there, and the other lady sitting next to me, I had to lean over. I said, "Girl, what he look like? How he look?"
Hey.
And she was like, "Girl, he still look good." I said, "Okay, go ahead, Chris." So so yeah, but it was a great thing. We had some nosebleed seats, but I always do that because normally, and I guess it's a 50-50 chance, but usually when I go to concerts, we go to the front, and get customer service, and they end up seating us in downstairs in the seats where like the disabled people and the wheelchairs and stuff. So,
I just learned about that. Like, I
yeah.
heard some people, and I was like, oh my gosh, if only I
Yeah.
knew. Because I've been to so many concerts in my life and sat up in those bleachers, and I'm already scared of heights.
Oh,
Like, so
yeah,
just going
see.
upstairs, and a lot of them don't have rails and stuff like that to help you go up and
Girl,
down. Oh my
they
gosh.
it was crazy. And I could see why they would put us down there, but that didn't work out for us this time.
Really?
And
What
so
happened?
they took us up to the nosebleeds. We went up flights, elevators, stairs. We went up
Ah,
everything. And so
what?
so as
They
with
need some ADA
everything,
training there. Say no,
hello,
accommodate these
hello.
people.
Oh no, girl, stop it because you just brought up something else that I mean, they need some ADA training all throughout that facility because as with everything, we had a great time, but there always is something blind related, some type of injustice that we go through. Okay. So when we got there, um, we had the driver. First of all, the Uber was not allowed to go into the arena. So
Oh,
they made the drop off point to where you had to get dropped off and you had to walk through the parking lot. And so
that's not safe.
no, it's not. And I said, so you're telling me you're gonna have to just drop us off here? I said, well, no, then you're gonna have to go find somebody to come and escort us because we're not just gonna get out two blind chicks and we're just walking through the parking lot blind.
Right.
No. So the driver comes back and says, well, I'm gonna take you. He said he can watch my car. Okay, but still, that's not the Uber driver's responsibility, number one.
Correct.
But,
Correct.
shout out to that Uber driver. Of course, can't remember his name because my memory sucks. But he ended up walking us to the front. And then when we, said, okay, well, can you just get us some, an employee, some security, somebody here. So I hear somebody in the background. It was one of the security guards. And she says, well, who brought them? Where are they people at? They by themselves?
Oh,
And that's us. And so, and I guess the person now, the person that was responding wasn't as loud, but I'm assuming they said something like, yeah, they're by themselves. And then the lady says, oh no, well, if they can't see, they need to bring someone with them that could see.
mm-mm.
They need to
No.
be girl.
Oh, You're absolutely right. Like, oh, they need training all the way around then.
Right. And so the crazy part is before I said, excuse me, no, but I don't even know who I was talking to because it's almost like she said it and she walked as she was walking away. So I didn't even get to really address it.
Right.
So when the other person, the security person, here, I'm going to take you out of customer. I said, is there a problem? Like, are you not supposed to take us to customer? I mean, what's the problem here? Are you telling us you don't want to assist us? So anyways, he ended up taking us to customer service and the person there was like, but there was also, and it's not just injustices against, blind people, y'all, because there was actually a wheelchair person. Well, no, I'm sorry. Let me say this politically correct. A person in a wheelchair, because you got was that person first, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, person. There was a person in a wheel, and they didn't even want to help them.
Oh, they
They
said
were
they should have
like,
brought somebody to push them then, huh?
yes, yes. I was like,
Other words, they don't want to work. That's
they
what they're
don't want
saying.
to work. And what happened to just, I mean, courtesy? It's not like you have 50 million blind people around here. You can't just assist or 50, not even 50, disabled. Majority of the people here can handle things on their own. But for you to make a comment, and I get embarrassed by stuff like that because you're saying it in front of people that can see and they're already looking at us like we crazy, right? So now,
But you know what? Like amongst those people that could see that were around you, I can't tell you how many of them probably were thinking within themselves that they wouldn't mind helping you. Because I get so many just random strangers that are like, hey, do you want me to help you? So, so, so it's just the workers. And, sometimes people just feel like that's not in their job duties. That's not in their description. So forget being human. And I'm not going to do any extra human things at work. I'm only going to do work, you know?
yeah, no, and that's so true. So, anyways, there was that. I mean, there wasn't time for the education at that moment. I just let that be. I went and
Yeah, you were
seen.
there to have fun. And
I did, and then after we ran into some more bull blank. So they were supposed to come. That's another thing too. They did come back one time, but if I would have had to pee, I don't know. The guy was like, "Oh, if you need anything, just get up. There's ushers in this." So there's an usher standing right there in my aisle the whole time, you know. But he came back a couple of times, throughout the night and was like, "Are you guys good?" So, but when it was over, we stood there and waited. And the cleaning people were like, do you guys need to move or, what do you guys? I said, well, we're waiting for someone to come get us. And their attitude was like, well, well, shit, you need to get out of here. I don't care where you wait, but I said, well,
oh,
do you want to just move us where we're not in your way? Because, they're trying to clean up and get out of there, but there's always a way
hmm,
to handle stuff. And I swear, I feel so like it just was really pissing me off.
wow.
So finally, somebody came back. It was a security guard, came back. And girl, when I tell you, he had such a ugly attitude.
Mm,
Like, well, what do you guys need to do? Well, what do you mean? What do we need to do? Like, we need to assistance. Well, where are you going? Outside. And the person I was with, her temper, she's a little firecracker girl. So she was like, "What the F you mean? What?" What do you mean? Duh. What the like, and so at this point I was like, yeah, really, duh. Where the hell do you think we need to go? I mean, shit, I don't even know what else to say about it.
really, I mean, at this point, what do y'all want us to go to? Because I'm sure y'all want us to get out of here.
Hello. Do you need me to you want me you want me to take you all the way outside? Girl, at this point, no. How about you just leave us in the lobby? Just leave us right there.
We'll sleep here. How about
Yeah.
that?
So So, anyways, his whole attitude was just ugly. And then he was like sitting there, and when we were finally got to where he was supposed to take us, which I didn't appreciate where he took us, but whatever, that's another story. So he was like, um, all right, well, did you need anything else? I was gonna stay here. And so we was like, you know what, dude, just go. Like, we don't even need help like this. Like, no, we don't need your assistance. Bye bye. It was just ugly.
Wow. So did you all maybe like report it to the venue afterwards? Like, you know?
See, and that's the problem with us, y'all. Listeners, this is what I'm saying. I'm part of the problem, okay? Because I don't, and we should.
Yes,
But
definitely.
if we don't tell about these injustices that are happening to us, how will it ever be fixed or corrected? Or how can would anybody even know that they were done? Because really, it was with that rude security guard, it was just me, my friend, and him. So nobody's seen him treating us or with that attitude.
Right. And it could have been, I mean, most of the time that's not the attitude or the views of, the management or people in the upper levels that need to know what's going on, to the people that is representing this company.
Very true.
So, and if they're not putting a good light out for you all, you may lose business because I'm just one or two people who, patronize this venue today. But
Yes.
imagine the community that I'm going to make aware of the treatment that I received here.
Yeah.
Now, if it had been a better situation, I may have bragged to them and say, hey, make sure you all go there. Just like a lot of us do with places like Southwest Airlines, like for
Mm-hmm.
the most part, there we can rely on getting some pretty good assistance with,
Mm-hmm.
Southwest Airlines. Sometimes it's hit and miss, like if we're at a different state or something like that, that just, but for the most part, we know what to expect there. And so, we get most BVI people that I know say, hey, I'm going to fly with Southwest.
Absolutely do. And that's funny about because I just started, I was doing Spirit and I just started doing and I've always had for the past, year or so, I've had great experiences, but I did have one experience with a flight attendant from there and that was on the flight and she treated us like crap. But like you said, for the one, what is it? One apple.
Can spoil the bunch. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I'm not going to let that happen because that was an isolated incident. And for the most part, we can, and I think that's another thing, even with stuff like that, is bringing that. And again, I didn't tell nobody about that either. And I had a right to. I had her coworkers were apologizing for her and everything. So, and I did not report it, but that's the problem. I just, sometimes we just don't have there's no excuse, honestly. Let me stop trying to make excuse. There is no excuse. There really is not.
Oh,
I
that's
really
funny.
should. It's just not. I can make it try to, sugar it up and do all this, but at the end of the day, we make time for what we want to make time for. So I I got to do better, people.
I'm just gonna say maybe that a lot of times you're just busy and you just want to think about living your life. You don't want to have to go correct everyone else's wrong for them. And hopefully one day they'll open their eyes and realize, and hopefully it doesn't happen to them. Well, they have to realize that, wow, I treated this person like this, so many years ago, and now
Right.
I'm in their shoes.
Yeah, especially not, girl, you ain't, I already got enough to deal with, in my day-to-day stuff. So it, it's, it does cramp and it's just the energy that it takes. It's such negative energy because I hate having to
Right.
relive stuff. And it just brings, it's just that energy. I just don't want it. But at some point, I'm going to have to step up and do more, especially, um, when it's a repeat offense over and over again. Somebody's got to know something.
And like for me, negativity kind of almost drives me sometimes to make changes,
Right.
because I've seen situations where a person um just ignorantly goes into a situation and they treat it a certain way just because they don't know things or whatever their
Mm-hmm.
reasons, they're going through stuff or whatever.
Right.
And so I always go into it with this smile on my face, and I cannot stop being me, regardless of who they are. And so I kind of find a little pleasure in proving them wrong. Like
Yes.
it's
Yes.
kind of fun to me.
So, well, you know what? Girl, see, that's the thing. This is where we need Joe here because us like we could run on and on and on and on and
Oh yeah.
just talk. We need we need some control up in here,
Okay,
but
if you say
anyways, let's
so.
that's so. But that was my experience with that with last week. So, but anyways, what about you? What's been going on in your corner in your neck of the woods?
Well, so like I have recently made a career change and it was a big step for me. I left my job of 16 years,
Mm,
and
mhm.
because I felt, you get to a certain point in your life that you need to be doing something that's more beneficial for yourself and not just providing every day. Because we all have to live and maintain, but it gets hard when every day you're not motivated to even get up and go to work, right?
Right,
And
right.
so I left because I felt like I needed to do something better with myself. And that's not to knock anyone else that's there, still working for, the manufacturing type of jobs and things like that. But
Hmm.
I felt like my mind wasn't being utilized and it was going to waste. So I'm home now and I've been looking for a job. So
Hmm.
that's what I've been doing all week is I wake up every morning at like 7 something in the morning. I'm on Indeed and I'm on
Hmm.
ZipRecruiter and I'm just thinking of random jobs and I type the name in of the company and hit jobs or career behind it just to get to their pages, to find what I can find. Um, and so with these, I'm putting in these applications and again, this is where that motivation comes in because I'm eager to go out and advocate for not only myself, but the BVI community. And so the jobs that I am applying for are nowhere in the positions that are already allocated for us. It's not
Mm,
like someone has went in there before me and said,
right.
here, you can hire this many blind people and you'll get a credit. So I have my first interview set up for tomorrow.
Oh,
I'm excited.
congratulations. I mean, that's even a
Yes.
congratulation point just to get the interview, right?
Yes, yes. Because I've gotten so many emails that they say, "Oh, thank you for putting in your," but we went with someone else instead. I'm like, okay,
Right.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got to the point I've put in so many applications. I'm finding jobs for several other people. Like my daughter, she's leaving to go to college. I'm looking for jobs
Right.
for her there. Different people. So I'm just so into it, and because we definitely need to be able to provide for our families and live. And I don't want to just exist. I
Yeah.
want to have a very productive and exciting and meaningful life.
16 years, right? Because
Yes.
the thing is about that, we get to, especially us as BBIs, we get so content, right?
Yes.
And and nobody likes change. Change is the scariest thing. So kudos to you for making that
I've
move.
stayed a lot longer than I should have been there. It's
Yeah.
it's been hard.
Because of that, though, because it's a big step. That's taking a leap of faith because you can stay here, and even though you're not happy, but you know you're getting a paycheck, however it may be, whatever it is, you still got that. But if you take that leap, you don't know what is out there, what you're gonna get.
Yes, and especially because I see a lot of my ex coworkers who have these extraordinary skills and
Mm-hmm.
education and stuff like that. And I'm like, you could be doing so much. But you know what scares a lot of these people?
What?
They want more money, but they're scared that if they go and get this more money, that it's going to affect their social security.
Social Security. That's the main thing.
Just because everything, the world in itself is not stable. So just
Right.
think, if I go get this job and I make too much money
Mm-hmm.
and I lose my social security, and then in turn I lose my job later on, what do I do? Like you have nothing, and it's a lot harder for us to go get a new job. We can't, walk into a business one day and then start the next day.
The struggle is real.
It takes some preparations
Yes.
for us. Yeah. So, a lot of us try to keep the social security going as a stable, foundation for us. And I don't know if you know, but a lot of people are having so many issues though with social security. It's like just barely like for the AGI,
Right.
I'm sorry, SGI,
Mhm.
has us at 25.90 for this year, correct? Is the amount we're allowed to make.
For wait, quote unquote blindness, right?
Yes, exactly. That
Okay,
different
yes.
disability that's not,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
whatever.
not a disability. Hmm.
But if you go a dollar over that, just like in 1 month, it doesn't mean you're consecutively making this on a regular basis, consistently, making this. You make a dollar over, and they can say, "Hey, you make enough now. You don't get this check anymore." So
So they
now,
cut it off completely.
yes, I may be making 25.91, and that's all I'm gonna get now. And my rent is 2,300. So what is
Right.
25.91 gonna do for me? You know,
Right. Yeah.
I need more than that. So, and just like they do, it's not a BVI thing that everyone needs enough money that's sufficient out here to live on.
Hmm.
It's ridiculous that they try to keep us down too low, but then they don't want us to get, comfortable, where we could get a good stable life. And a lot of people, even now, I don't know what's going on with Social Security. They're being getting audited and stuff, and they've coming back now and telling a lot of people they owe them thousands and thousands of dollars because something has been happening in their system that says some of these people aren't blind anymore, and
Hmm.
some of these people have made way more money than they thought they should have made because they had them listed as that regular disabled thing. There you go again.
Without okay, yeah.
Without
So
the
they
blindness.
didn't, yeah, they didn't differentiate and see, which is supposed to be the benefit of the differentiation and blah 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 blah.
Right, but they had them originally as that.
They
So
changed, they switched
so
over.
what happened to switch them? You know,
Hmm.
especially like a person in my situation. Me and my siblings have been legally blind since birth.
Does this have anything related to the petition that I seen?
Yeah, so it's protecting the disability benefits for blind and visually impaired people. Um, yeah, that petition is definitely going around right now, and we are seeking as many signatures as possible so we can try to bring this to the attention of our congressmen because I'm sure they want their citizens to be able to live, and not be homeless out here. So we're
Right.
bringing it to their attention as well as trying to get them to light a fire up under Social Security. So, I mean, if any of y'all are interested in signing the signature, if this hasn't happened to you, if it has, if you know someone that's on disability, or you believe in the movement, you want to support us or whatever, you can go to change.org. The petition is definitely called protecting the disability benefits for blind and visually impaired people, and I do believe it's also shared on the blind table talk page online, yeah, on Facebook.
It is, and we'll also put a link here on this podcast as well, because we definitely want to support you in that. But see, this is puts me to shame, but I'm okay. I'm proud of this shame for you that there's a problem, right? You've seen some injustice, and you guys actually are doing something about it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's the way we're supposed to do. I mean, it's such a, okay, no, I didn't tell on the security guard, but that's such a small thing compared to what this is. Like this is something that affects us, not just you, and it's affects our whole community.
Definitely. I know so many people that's been affected by this situation. And even if I'm just one little person, and I'm not the one that started this movement, I'm just a second follower in it, But, all of us can't be leaders. Some of us have to be,
Yeah,
the fighters to go
absolutely.
along with it. You have what is it, a commander or whatever, a chief,
Yes.
and
And
then
your
you have the soldiers,
soldiers.
So hey,
Yes.
I mean, if you're not the one that's strong to step out and
Hmm.
make the you know rules and command it or whatever, then hey,
Right.
just get in line with us though.
Join the cause. That absolutely. Well, we definitely will continue to support that and sign. Listeners, if you have not already done so, please check out the petition. Check it out, check out what it's about, and let's make the changes that need to be made. If they don't do it, we need to do it. And that's the only way it's going to happen is by them hearing our voices. So,
Now, I do see that there is a act that was presented, I think at the Washington seminar or something.
mm-hmm,
But there is, I think that's going to benefit us, going further in the future.
mm-hmm,
They're
yeah,
spiriting a 10-year pilot program that will, like, instead of us having that cliff where you go off at the 25.90, it's going
mm-hmm,
to have a phase out, right? So
mm-hmm.
for every $2 you go over, they'll take $1 off your disability. So they're supposed to, I think that's going to start next year. I do know it was presented by Senator Pete Sessions of Texas. So proud of Texas. And then I think the congressman from Maryland, I think his name is oh, I can't even pronounce it correctly. I'm not going to butcher his name like that.
Yeah,
But but yeah,
both.
so it's going forth, and I want to say it's supposed to start next year. So some people are paying some type of attention to,
Yeah,
you know, us and what's needed for us. So we do appreciate them.
awesome. Well, I'm glad that you were able to bring it to the table to help spread awareness. That's what we're about. That's what we want to do. We want to make sure that we support those causes that are for us, especially by us. So
Right.
thank you for being that soldier.
Yeah, thanks for letting me mention that here today too. Yes, ma'am.
Blind table talk, yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, you know what time it is. It is time for our BVI discussion. So, we like to scroll and troll around Facebook to find some good discussions for you and however else we find them. Sometimes they come in through our email, sometimes they come in through our Facebook group, but wherever it is, we still bring them to the table. So, let's see, Christina, what do you have for us for the table first?
Mm-mm-mm. I know when I go out to eat, I like to have a little appetizer first. So let's put this appetizer on the table.
Okay, what we got?
Okay, so there was a young lady who went to the grocery store with a um, care provider that she had. It was the care provider and her daughter, someone who looks after her every day, right? You would think there's somebody she can trust. They're taking her to the store and everything. And so they helped her get all her groceries, but then when she got to the cash register, she has low vision, not completely blind, but she noticed a few extra things on the belt, you know? And so she was like, I'm not quite sure, but she felt around a little bit. She did feel something. And then just so happened the cashier said, "Oh, look at these marshmallows." I don't know. I kind of think maybe the cashier might have saw them stick them up there,
Right.
but she knew she didn't get any marshmallows. So she felt like this was an eye opener for her because it hurt, to know that someone that she thought she could trust,
Mm.
was trying to get one over on her. Did they do this because she couldn't see? She said they could have just asked her, but they just slipped these things up there. And if the cashier hadn't said anything,
Right. And it's like stealing you're stealing. I mean, to
yeah,
me, it's like it's a reverse stealing, I guess, because but that is so ugly. That is just, you know what? When I think about people that do little things like that, and that may be minimal to some, but for us as blind people, trust is trust and
super
loyalty are
important.
like so trust for us is
Yes,
so important. And if you are given our trust, and I'm talking about everything, just day-to-day living, but any form of relationship, whether it be a spouse, a partner, a daughter, son, mother, friend, any relationship, if
even if
that
I trust you to walk me to the next room,
that
I'm
that's
trusting in you.
trust.
Yes,
So when we're at the store, and the funny part is, like she said, she probably could have just asked the lady to, can you buy me some marshmallows? But if that was only one thing, the cashier, who knows how many things were up. This woman could
That
have
was
been
the thing.
sitting
She
here.
said she actually noticed that they had put the other things they had somewhere else, So they wanted her to
Mm-hmm.
pay for only a certain part of the stuff. And they were gonna, I guess they didn't have enough money for all of it, maybe, you
Mm.
know.
Yeah. But still,
So they was like, we'll just get her to do it.
yeah, that's just ugly.
She they probably said she owes us this.
Right.
Some of them they think they do,
Mm-hmm.
like they can't give it out of the kindness of their heart, the things that they're doing, even though she's paying them to take care of her on a daily, but they still feel like she owes them and she
No,
should have
I
done
don't
that.
owe you, Jack. I'm like you're doing a job. But here's the thing. You know what I always say? And I say this sometimes jokingly to friends, but but people like that I always, and it could be a joke, but like you're going to hell. You're going to hell because you messing with the blind folks. Like there's no like that's just a mean thing. And if you can do something as low down to get over on a blind person in that easy of a fashion, just imagine some of the other stuff that you've done or that you will do. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's just ugly. It
Yep,
is.
but it says a lot about that person though too.
It
So I mean,
definitely does. It definitely does.
yeah. I've seen some little old grandmamas do that before, but they put it up there because they figure you love them enough not to get over
Right,
on you.
right. No, and then they will tell when they're done when the bags is groceries. Like what happened to my marshmallows I put up on there?
Exactly.
Where them at? What marshmallows? I bought me some marshmallows. I put them up there. Who took them off?
Yes, yes. Or
So
that's something you expect from your little babies. They want
yeah,
some candy off the side of the register.
yeah.
They're gonna try to sneak it up there,
Nick,
you
yes,
know.
yeah, and that's just what. And imagine if it's done at the store. Imagine the little things that are done at the house. How much
At the house. Oh,
washing powder she stole, or how much dish out,
yes.
how many rolls of toilet paper.
And then wait a minute, how many times have they taken her to the store before this?
Yeah,
That she just
exactly.
happened to notice it this time. So they
Yeah,
probably felt like it was no different. They could get away with it this time.
yeah. So sighted people, look,
Don't do
sighties,
it.
my friend. Look, I'm just trying to just, spread awareness, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you have the privilege, because working for us, because at the end of the day, you are working for us. I don't care who pays you, whether it's paying out of my pocket, whether the state's paying, whoever's paying it. If
Mm-hmm.
you are a provider, you are being paid for a service. We don't owe you nothing,
Yep.
but you owe us. You owe
Yep.
us the work that we are paying you to do. And adding marshmallow, it probably wasn't even marshmallows. I don't know what it was, but adding marshmallows to my groceries when I'm shopping is not one of them. The things that we're paying you for. So don't do don't do us like that. That's just unnecessary. I don't even know. I don't even want to think of all of the people that could have been affected by stuff like this because I'm like to think that there is positive,
Good people still out here.
good people. Yes. So, but we know it's a lot of folks out there. This one ain't the only one, and you know it.
No, I definitely know that.
So
Yes. Woof.
okay. So that was the appetizer. Now do you have do you have the entree?
Yeah, I guess. Well, I don't know. I think it may be just a little salad or something, maybe.
A little salad. I'll take mine with no cheese and no dressing, please.
Oh
I'm
man,
eating
that's
healthy
the best
now.
part.
I know, but I didn't.
Let's take the tomatoes off for me.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
good with
I can. Yeah, that's good.
it. So our next topic is when you go out with sighted people, right? And
Hmm.
I can definitely tell you this has happened to me before. But like say you're at a restaurant, the waiter comes up to the table and do they have you ever had it where they turn to the other person that's with you and ask what you want to eat? You
Oh
know,
my God.
like it ain't a man situation. You know how like some men used to in the older days, they
Hmm.
would order for their women.
Hmm.
No, this is a sighted blind situation where they asked the sighted person what you wanted, or they needed to tell you something and they told that person instead?
You know what? I think this is, and listeners, if you agree, let us know. I think this is one of the biggest issues, or well, I don't even know what to call it, but that us as blind and vision impaired people deal with. It's either that or the yelling because they think we're
Because
deaf.
they think you
But
can't hear. Ah,
but
oh my
this one,
gosh.
but this one for me, I swear, you know what? And it's happened to me too many times. And it happens at the bank for me. I'll go to the bank and I have, my daughter or somebody will be with me. And, does she have her debit card? Okay. Well, does who have their debit card? Oh, yeah, you mean me? The one that's standing right in front of you? The adult? You're going to ask my child,
Yeah,
do
you're
I
gonna
have
ask
my
the
debit
kid.
card?
Yeah.
And at first I
Oh,
never said anything, but I got to the point where, you know what? Address me, please. And
yes.
it's always, and it could be in the store. Um, Chloe, oh, does she need this? Can you ask me what I need, please? Can you not ask her? And I start off, in a pleasant tone because we don't have to be a bitch about everything that we're trying to stand
No.
up for, right?
Right.
So, of course, this is my first attempt at educating because you may not know that I'm not an idiot, and so let me help you to understand. So I do it nicely. Can why are you asking my child? Or, you know, oh, you need to take her over there or take her. Because I swear, one time somebody said that, and that was not somebody asking, but it just made me think of that when she said, you need to take her over there. And so, girl, I started barking like a dog. I'm tired of y'all.
Oh, really?
I started barking like a
And,
dog, and
wow.
And and I just and I know they were looking, I can't see them and I really don't care, but I know everybody in here looking at me crazy. And I
Oh,
said I said, I'm sorry, because the way she was talking was like I'm a dog, so I just decided to add some sound effects for y'all because I, and my kids used to do that too when they were younger, like, oh, get mom. They used to be like, get mom, or go get mom, get mom. And so I would start barking
yes.
like a dog and they stopped because I don't care where I was, I'd bark like a dog when they did that. I hated it. So, but anyway, back to the original thing of the talking to. But yes, it's ridiculous. And I think that people, and I don't know about you, but I don't always want to educate every time.
Yeah, unfortunately, but like we had this conversation on a support group
Hmm.
conversation I had not too long ago, and that's the sentiment of a lot of people. They don't feel
Hmm.
like their everyday life should be something to geared towards teaching someone else, right? But this is where I go with that. You know, if you look at, and I'm not trying to get biblical, but I got to take it a little bit there, okay?
Yes.
So we're all put here for a purpose, right? Like
Hmm.
we all have a goal, we all have a work that we're supposed to be doing on a daily basis, and at the end of the day, when we step out, it's not just representing blind and visually impaired. You're representing women, you're representing mothers, you're representing whatever your nationality is, you're representing whatever your culture is. It is just naturally what is going to happen. So, I mean, I feel like you may not feel like doing that work, but it has to be done regardless.
Right.
It's just this is what we're here for. We're not just here for ourselves. So if we don't do it, then I don't feel like we're doing the work that he has set forth for us.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
just my opinion.
Yeah, that sounds like a Christina opinion type of answer because you're so awesome. But I am one of those too. Now, here's the thing. There are something as a leader in this community, and dealing with different things and different organizations and just different events, I know that it is I don't want to say a duty or responsibility for me, but I think it is important that I do be that voice to educate. Okay. Now, when I'm going or at different events, conferences that are specifically for the BVI community, where sighted people are around, or there's could be teaching moments there, then yes, I'm going to teach. I'm going to teach. And I'm even at work and different, but if I'm, I don't even know if I'm at the nail shop getting my nails done and sitting here relaxing, that's not a teaching moment. I don't want to teach right now, and so I'm not going to. And so you might get an attitude with me, from me, because I am just, this is, I have to have some downtime because so much of my time and efforts are put into advocating and educating for our community because I'm passionate about that. I get that, but it's just not going to happen every time for me. I'm sorry. It ain't. I'm not even gonna sit here and try to act like it is. It's not possible. They say the way my bank account is set up is not.
You don't have that much that
it
much left to give out. You know, you
no.
got to take some in first.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So I don't even remember. We got sidetracked, but sighties, for my sighties, gotta love y'all when you are needing to speak to us as blind people. Please speak to us. Okay. If we have a sighted person with us, if you see that, now there are exceptions, I'm sure, because some people that have caregivers or providers, there may be some blind or vision impaired that may have some other cognitive issues, but I think you sighted people are smart enough to be able to tell that, the capacities, whatever it is, give it a try. And then let that sighted person that we're with tell you, oh, I can go ahead and help her, or I'll sign up. Let that be the default. Come to us first.
Right, because like they said, what does assuming do? Make asses of you, and okay.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I mean, like,
Yes.
go into every situation believing that each person is their own individual human being and deserves to be treated as that. Because you can't always tell a person's disability by their look.
You cannot, right?
So treat them regular. And if something else needs to be done, an accommodation, you need to talk to the other person instead, you'll know. They'll tell you.
They will tell you exactly. But and it it really frustrates me. And girl, I gotta stop because we can go on and on about this, but we are. I'm a grown ass woman, okay? I'm just and for you to talk to, I mean, it just happened today. I was with my granddaughter. She's 11.
Yep.
Why are you asking her if I need anything? And I'm saying, and I know you've seen me walk up in here. I know you see us interacting. I know you see me talking. I was not, mute.
Right.
So that's like an even a bigger slap in the face. So come on, Sighties, you gotta do better, please, 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 please. So, all right, girl. I'm
Right,
sorry
all
because
right.
you
We
bringing
go,
some stuff to the table, girl. You
girl,
see,
hey, that's the people out in our community, because this
the,
all stuff
the
that they
Facebook,
they
yes,
told us about, So
yes,
hey, we give
exactly.
the people what they want. This is what y'all
Yes,
want to hear. This is what we're
this is
giving
what we
you.
do. Absolutely. All right.
And
Okay.
you know what?
What?
I got full. I'm so full already off the salad and the appetizers.
So what are we skipping? Because I'm all about eating healthier and all that. I did my new little
mm,
fitness thing. So, but you're
I
probably
gotta
gonna
get
go
some
straight to.
dessert.
I was gonna say you're probably gonna go straight to dessert. I'm already
You
knowing you
know
going straight to
me.
dessert.
I love my dessert.
All right. What kind? Wait, what kind of dessert is it though? Let's see. What is it?
My favorite is anything with chocolate, so maybe some kind of nuts or
Mm.
something, maybe. But yeah,
Okay.
definitely chocolate.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Okay. So we had a situation where the guide dogs are riding in other people's vehicles because, of course, the owners aren't driving them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so when your guide dog gets in the car and they climb on the floor like they're supposed to, but then everything goes great with the ride. You get out your ride share, and what happened? You got a charge for that car needing to be cleaned after y'all got out.
Mm,
Your dog shedded everywhere, you know?
mm.
So the question came up, is it the owner of the service animal's responsibility or the owner of the car to provide a safety blanket or sheet to go over the floor before the dog gets in so that the hair doesn't get all over the floor? Whose
Ugh.
responsibility is that?
Ooh. Okay, you know what? I gotta speak on this one because I speak too much probably. But because Joseph does have a guide dog. We have one, and he's been, he's a great dog. He's awesome, but he is hairy and sheds like I don't know what. It's very disturbing.
Hmm.
It's a lot. It's a lot. So if going in an Uber, I mean, I have never thought to say, you know what, let's take a what is it, a sheet, a paper. Let's take something to put it down in the car. I've never thought to say that. I didn't even know that was a thing.
I didn't know it was a thing either. I never heard it
Yeah,
till I saw this
yeah.
post. So I'm like, okay,
I never knew, but that could be have been a way for. We've also never been charged for it either, though.
right.
But that could be a way to help us to be more accepted by these rideshare people as well.
Yes, because I've definitely had Uber drivers that have told me, it is difficult when they take a guide dog because they don't have time to stop and clean the car afterwards
Hmm.
before the next person gets in.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
it could minimize some of that and could make the driver say, okay, they're being a lot more responsible. It's a compromise, you know,
Yeah, right.
you know.
Yeah. So is it the so or so the other thing, so I don't think about me taking it. So or would it be the drivers like keep some in their trunk just in case they happen to get so and maybe the rideshare companies can provide these to
Provide could
drivers,
be
keep them in the trunk just in case. That can eliminate if you're going to, because it is the law, they have to take us. So if you're going to
correct.
force your employees to take,
Guide dogs.
yes, service animals, then maybe you should provide them with the proper precautionary measurements that'll help eliminate some of these. But that's the hair. But I tell you, and I've said, not only that, us as blind people have to take responsibility for our own stuff as well. And, brush your dog, do your dog, because
That's what a lot of the comments said. They were like, that you have a certain breed of dog that, sheds extremely a lot, So you have to brush the dog several times a day and get deep enough in the coat
to
where,
pull it
you're
out.
getting a
Yeah.
lot of this excess shedding off.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and some of them also said, look, it's just like taking care of your baby, right?
It is. That's why I don't have one. Because
You're gonna
it is
take, yeah,
it's a
and that's
big
what I always say too. I,
responsibility.
I got enough
Hmm.
mouths to feed
Yeah,
already.
exactly.
So,
Mm,
but that's what they said. You're gonna pack a diaper bag, right? You're gonna make sure it has bottles, all that stuff that you need for your baby. Even a car seat. Like these things
right,
are, you want your child to be safe, right? So bring the things that's necessary for your child.
right.
So that's where they made that same argument here.
Yeah, and not just brushing y'all, because another thing, and I'm sorry, but some of y'all's dogs stink.
Yes.
I'm sorry. They do. And it's sad because we can be in a room full of I don't know what it is, and I know there's like limitations to dogs, but even Joseph, like he'll carry around some spray, like
The
just
spray, yeah,
because
yeah.
no matter what, like we can give the dog a bath, and
A
then
dog is a dog.
they'll go outside, and they have to go outside because I used to be like, don't let him outside because he just got clean, but
Right.
they got to go out. So when they would get sent out and come back in, they smell like outside, and that stinks. So, have some spray, maybe for your dog, little deodorant. as we call it, doggy deodorant. Um, but not only that, just the proper grooming, even brushing also helps with the smell too, and people don't
Right.
realize that. So I have gotten into an Uber that was not a pet Uber, right? And so, and we were hmm, by, convention where a lot of blind people were. And so I get in the Uber and I'm like, ew, somebody's nasty stank dog was in here. I can tell because it's just,
Hmm.
so another reason why they don't be wanting us in their cars with guide dogs,
Yeah, definitely.
because it leaves their car stink.
But some of the people smell like they dogs too. Like that.
You ain't
Bathe you
lying.
and the dog every day. Okay, whatever.
Yes.
I don't know how dogs get bathed. I don't know how often, but hey, bathe.
You ain't lying. Yes, it is. It's not, but I don't know. Again, I the a- the answer for me is hell, I don't even know because
What about a compromise? Let's say both. I mean, because what's
yeah,
the likelihood that an Uber driver gets a service animal on a daily basis,
yeah, that's
for
true.
him to automatically have that he might not even get a service animal
Ever.
for that whole year or
Yeah,
anything. Yeah.
exactly.
So, I mean, to expect him to have that already, I don't know. It's asking a little bit much, but as you said, um, maybe the company could provide just a couple, you know,
Yeah.
what
10
is it?
bags to every driver, just mail
Yeah,
it to
yeah,
them.
just a
Keep them
couple,
keep them in your trunk.
just in case, I've
Well,
had actually who knows, like I've actually got charged for an Uber ride before for cleanup, and it wasn't an animal. I
yeah.
was 9 months pregnant and I vomited all in the backseat, like
Oh
on
my
myself
gosh.
though.
Yeah.
It mostly got on me.
But it's still, if it got in them seats, that's vomit smell. Ain't no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I understand them needing to get their car cleaned
Yeah.
afterwards, and the way prices have gone up on everything is not so cheap. You can't just go and get a $5 or $10 detail,
Yeah.
on the inside of your
And I
car.
sure don't want to do it if I don't want to clean it myself. So I'm gonna have to pay to get it done,
Yeah,
at the end of the day. But
yeah,
yeah, that
and
just
then that takes time away from them picking up the next passengers. They got to
oh
cut
yeah. So
their
cutting their
apps off and
money.
say they're not available right now
Yeah,
because
you
they got to
messing with my
go clean.
money.
Yep.
Yeah. And and the funny part is about that, well, as if it's not all funny, but some people have ugly attitudes with these drivers too. And
Yes.
not all drivers are bad people. I mean, if there is a compromise, but I can just see one of our people, right? Like, oh, where
Mm-hmm.
you don't have no liner sheets, where's the sheets? It's like we have to do better ourselves, y'all, too, because you can't be mad that these drivers, like, I know it's the law and I know they have to do it. I get that. Okay, don't come for me. I'm just saying that we have to be understandable with these drivers and the reasons why their concerns are for having a guide dog there. So because of that, it would be nice to ease their concerns. Like they already know they have to take the dog, but you know, wouldn't it be such a good gesture, he said, or just to make a more positive energy ride. I just don't like negative energy. So if my driver's
Right.
upset and go ugly acting, then I just, I don't like it. So, for me to pull out oh, hey, guess what? I have some liners. I'm just going to go. Do you mind if I lay these down so that when we leave, it doesn't leave, hair is not everywhere. And trust me, that driver is probably going to kiss you. Well, maybe
Yeah.
not, maybe not kiss you, but they will be happy with that. They would love it.
Yes.
So,
I mean, take the responsibility because at the end of the day, people are accommodating us. It's so many people that are trying to work with us and make us included, and
yeah.
give us equality. But it's so many of us that walk around and demand a certain, not just respect, like it's
Yeah,
they feel they feel privileged, like they have this privilege that you have to cater to them and stuff, when
yeah,
you have to know that a lot of this is your responsibility also. It's
right.
not just on everyone else to pave a way for you, to make it easy for you.
Yeah, and attitude makes a difference, y'all. If you don't know, and you know what, and Joe says this all the time. I feed off what you feed me.
Yes, yes. I heard him say that.
Yeah, he always says, I feed off what you feed me. So if you're coming at me with negativity, with that negative energy, that's probably what you're going to get back.
Right.
If you come at me happy and with a positive energy, then even if I'm upset, I'm still going to come at you in a softer and a better way.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. That was a good meal, right?
Yes, I'm full. I didn't eat dessert. I just kind of picked at it a little bit just because, I'm trying to stay healthy. Or eat healthy, I should say. So, but yes, that was great. So can't wait to see what's coming up next.
Blind Table Talk, yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, the time has come for us to end this episode. I know we've been having
It's been
so much
fun.
I know. It has. And it's crazy because you put what happens is just it proves people's points when you put two women together who love to talk. We just will not shut up, right?
Right.
So, but all good things come to an end. I want to thank you, Christina, so much for coming to the table and filling in for Joe, and I'm sure he will be thanking you himself as well. You did a great job. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you all for having me. Joe, thank you for letting me borrow your seat for the day. I enjoyed it, but you can have it though. You know, this is your everyday thing. Yeah.
So, my love, do you have any final words or anything that you would like for our listeners to know or hear? Or
I just want to say to the BVI community to make sure that you go and sign the petition. Again, that's at change.org. The petition is called Protecting the Disability Benefits for Blind and Visually Impaired People. Sign it. Come on, get us some people on here. And y'all will be hearing from me around here. It's not my last day.
No.
I ain't saying my last day on the podcast, but you see me everywhere. I'm in the Blind community.
Yes. Thank you so much again, Christina. So, all right, y'all, let's give you a couple of things, updates that we need to know, reminders. So don't forget, topic suggestions, ideas, comments, anything, send them to info@blindtabletalk.com. Be sure, please, to visit our website. Same thing, www.blindtabletalk.com. Got those resources. Enter your upcoming event so we can help you share it with the community. This is where you can list your activity, event, conference, support group, all of that stuff. Go to the website, list it. We will help share it, spread the word. And also, if you're looking to see what's going on in the community, go there as well. Don't forget about our YouTube channel, y'all. blindtabletalk.com is the YouTube channel. This has been also added to our monthly raffle list. So another way to win, all subscribers are entered into a monthly raffle to win cash prizes along with our email list. Go to the website to join that. Go to our Facebook group to join there so you can comment on some posts. And
y'all don't get the cash, I'm going to get it.
Yes, you know, right? So go ahead and please, we want to spread awareness, but also, put a little money in y'all's pockets too. So thank you all for your support. Thank you for listening. Thank you again, Christina.
Thank you,
Sai. And until next time, y'all, be blessed.
Blind Table Talk, yeah.